In this demo, I'm going to show you how you can change date and time elements. Let's go over the HTML code. This is called 34.html. There's our doc type declaration. There's our opening and closing HTML tags. There's our opening and closing head tags. What all I have in the head is this link right here that links this shortcut icon, smiley face, in the browser tab. The next thing I've got right here is a set of title tags. So the title is right next to that shortcut icon in the browser tab. Third thing I have right here is a link to the style.css style sheet. Fourth thing I have is a link to the external JavaScript called 34.js. That's the end of the head. I can remove some of this space. It's not really important. Here's the body. In the body, I've got a tag called wrapper1, and inside that I've got another tag called left1. Inside that I've got a button with an ID of P, which is styled to give me a purple background. OnClick equals 1. We'll go over this particular function called 1 in a minute. On the face of the button, it says changing date and time elements, a couple break tags so we get a little bit of space, and a couple of dashes. So you see that up here, changing date and time elements, couple spaces, and the double dashes at the bottom of the button. Underneath the button we have a paragraph. Right here is paragraph tags. Paragraph has an ID of demo3. It also has a style with a background color of a different type of purple, a darker purple. Style equals display block, and the P has a couple of dashes. So the output after we run this function, some of the output might show up in the face of the button, while other output may show up in the paragraph. There's the end of that left1 tag, there's the end of the wrapper1 tag, the end of the body, the end of the HTML. So this is basically a lot of copy and paste of previous demos. The only thing that really changes is I might change the ID of the button and the ID of the paragraph so that I use the style to change it up a little, different background color. And of course in the function, we change what function 1 does. They each have a different JavaScript, external JavaScript, and so we change the function. Here, I haven't actually created this MP3 yet. I guess I could do that right now for the video, for the heck of it. This is Audacity. It's free audio recording software. And what I want to read is what's going to be on the face of this alert button. That's all I want to read for right now. So I click the red button to start recording. We can change certain elements of the date and time while leaving other elements intact. And then I hit the yellow button to stop it. And if there's a little bit of dead space in the end or the beginning of the recording, I'll highlight it and hit the delete button. I'll go up to File and hit Export Audio. I want it to be in this folder called Testing. You see all these MP3s? And I'm going to name this change underscore date underscore elements. So change, oh actually I do have one. Then I'll hit save. It says that this already exists, replace, and yeah, I'll replace it. And you get this metadata that you can add. You can add the artist name, track title, album title, track number, year, genre, comments. You can get all this extra information attached to the MP3 if you want. I don't really care to do that, so I'll just hit OK. And then I'll go to File. After a few seconds, after I know that it saved it, I'll hit Close. Save changes before closing, no. And then you can make another MP3 if you want, or you could just close out of it. I'm going to close out of it. Alright, so now I know that I've got that MP3 with that particular name, and it's going to be a new audio file, and this is the name I'm going to give it, var audio x. So this MP3 is, the value is going to go into this audio x variable. So then over here I'm taking that audio x variable and I'm using the dot operator to call the play method. So audio x.play, here it's going to play, here the alert box is going to pop up. And the face of the alert box is going to say we can change certain elements of the date and time while leaving other elements intact. So this recording that I just recorded is going to read at the same time the alert box pops up. When I hit, let me just go ahead and do that. Hit it. Okay. Then I hit OK, and then audiox.pause is going to pause the MP3, and then audiox.current time equals 0 is going to reset the MP3. This MP3, like the one before it, was short enough that by now it's stopped playing on its own. But if this were a long MP3, a 3 or 4 minute song or something longer, by clicking the OK, these two lines of code will immediately stop that MP3 from playing. Now I'm on to line 11. I'm going to change the full year and view the result in an alert box. So we are creating different variables here. Var A equals new date, so that's creating a new date object. And then we're using that A with a dot operator, and then we're calling the method set full year, and we're giving it a different year. Obviously we're in 2016, but I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to set this to 2015. Then I'm going to call an alert box that's going to have the sentence, you've reset the full year, and a couple backslash n's are going to go down a couple of spaces, plus A. So we're going to get the value of A. So here you actually see the result of that. You've reset the full year. The backslash n's let me go down a couple spaces. And here, if you look at Tuesday, July 7th, 2015, and then here's the proper time, 16:05:58, GMT 0400 Eastern Standard Time. Today, if you go down here, today is actually Thursday, July 7th. That's today's date. But because I changed the year in this new date object, it's going to 2015. So if I go down here and back up to 2015, July of 2015, watch what happens. July of 2015, today is the 7th. So if we were to go back to July of 2015, on the 7th, it was a Tuesday. That's why this alert box is saying Tuesday, July 7th, 2015. The only thing we changed about the date was the year. So it's still July, it's still the 7th. So July 7th of 2015, the actual day of the week was a Tuesday. And I just showed you how changing the year will let you do that. What you could also do is you can use A to set more than just the year. Let's say I wanted to know what day of the week was my birthday in the year 2000. What I would do in that case is set full year. I'm going to change it to 2000. Then I'm going to use the same A, and I'm going to change the month. So I'm going to do this set month, A.set month, and the 0 would be January. I want to change that to 11, which would be December. And I want to set the date to the 17th. So I want to use this C.set date, copy, but I'm going to change that to A because we're dealing with the variable A right now. A set date, the 17th. So I'm going to change the year, the month, and the date, and then I'm going to alert it and see what day of the week pops up. I hope that's right. Let me see. Full year, month, date, hours. Let's see what I get. Alert, you've reset. You've reset. I'm just going to say you've reset plus A, the value of A. So let me refresh this and refresh the page. Click this. OK this. You've reset Sunday, December 17th, 2000. So my birthday on the year 2000 fell on a Sunday. That's basically what you can do when you're changing parts of the date. Everything else is supposed to flow and sync. All right, and let's see. Let me refresh it again. I went too far. Let me just hit Control Z and undo everything I just did. Okay, let's go back to my original code. Click this, hear that, you've reset. So this, I want to go back to what this originally was. var a equals new date. A.set full year to 2015. Alert, you've reset the full year plus A. You've reset, it's not giving me that. I'll try it again. You've reset the full year. Tuesday, July 7th, 2015. Again, if I go to July of 2015, the 7th fell on Tuesday. Hit OK. When we hit OK, we're going to move down to this next set of code. Hit OK. You've reset the month. So down here, we're resetting the month. var b equals new date. b.set month, and I set that to 0. That would be the number for January. Alert, you've reset the month plus the value of B. So when you look down here after you've reset the month, it says Thursday, January 7th, 2016. If I go to my calendar here and go back to January of 2016, because all I did was change the month, the 7th, as you see, January 7th of 2016, that fell on a Thursday. So our output automatically tells us what day fell on January 7th of 2016. Next, when I click OK, now I'm going to go here to this line of code, and we're going to change the date. var c equals new date, c.set date 1. Alert, you've reset the date plus c. So when I click this, you've reset the date being the first of the month. Friday, July 1st, 2016. So if we go down here to July 1st actually did fall on a Friday. July 1st of 2016 fell on a Friday. So you see Friday, July 1st, 2016 output. Then when I click OK again, we're going to see what happens when we change the hours. var d equals new date, d.set hours, and this is going to be the 7th hour, so that's going to indicate 7 in the morning. The alert is going to say you've reset the hours. It's going to go down a couple of spaces, and it's going to show us the value of d. So let's click OK. You've reset the hours. Thursday, July 7th, 2016, 7:13:09. Currently, if you look down here at the bottom, the time is currently 4:13 p.m. I changed the hours, so this is telling me that it's 7:13:09 p.m. So that's just showing you that I was able to reset only the hours. You can reset everything if you want, but if you only reset one, you just see that one thing. The next, we're going to change the minutes. var e equals new date, e.set minutes, and in parentheses 30. Alert, you've reset the minutes a couple of spaces down plus the value of e. So let's click OK. You've reset the minutes. The real time is 4:13 down here, but after I've changed the minutes to 30, you've reset the minutes. Thursday, July 7, 2016, 16:30:53. So even though it's only 4:14, this is saying that it's 4:30 with 53 seconds. Next time I click the OK, we're going to show how we change the seconds. var f equals new date, f.set seconds 25. Alert, you've reset the seconds, space, or new line, plus the value of f. You've reset the seconds. Thursday, July 7, 2016, 16:14:25. Well, this is not showing the seconds down here, so that doesn't really impress us, but we know that based on the patterns, we know that we've reset the seconds, even though you can't see that in this alert box. When I hit OK again, it's going to go down to line 54. this is going to set the milliseconds. So we have var g equals new date, g dot set milliseconds, and milliseconds goes up to 1,000, so I chose 987. The alert, you've reset the milliseconds, backspace, backspace, send gives us 2 lines plus the value of g. Hit OK. You've reset the milliseconds, and just like the seconds, this value is not moving. So it's not really showing us anything impressive here. We've reset it, but it's nothing you can see based on this alert box. All right, the last thing that's going to happen here after I hit this OK button is that we're going to display outputs. P.inner.html, well, this button has an ID of P, so this is where that part is going to display on the face of the button. What I am going to display there is an unordered list. So we have the UL tags and the LI tags, and inside of the LI tags, all these tags are held in double quotes, but in between the LI tags I have a plus, an A, and a plus, or a plus, a B, and a plus, or a plus and a C and a plus. So the value of A, the value of B, the value of C, D, E, F, and G, from all of these changes that we made, the computer still has that stored in memory, and it's going to spit it all out at one time. This button is going to get taller, and it's going to fit all that output there. Lastly, demo 3, that's the ID of our paragraph here, the purple section at the bottom. Demo 3.innerHTML is going to have this sentence. You have learned how to change a portion of the data object and see how the rest of the elements respond to those changes. So I'm going to click this, and there you have it. You have this list item here where the first one shows, what's the first thing we changed again? We changed the year to 2015. So the first list item says Tuesday, July 7th, 2015. The next thing that we did is we changed the month to January. So you see right here, the output is Thursday, January 7th, 2016. The third thing we did is we changed the date to the 1st. So here we have Friday, July 1st, 2016. The next thing we did is we set the hours. We changed the hours. It's currently after 4 o'clock, but we changed the hours to 7 o'clock. So that one says Thursday, July 7th, 2016, 7:13:09. The next thing we did is we changed the minutes by using set minutes, and then in the parentheses we put what minutes we want it to be changed to. So here, Thursday, July 7th, 2016, 16:30 and 53 is the seconds. The next thing we did is we changed the seconds. Rf equals new date, f.set seconds 25, alert, you've reset the seconds, and that is shown here, Thursday, July 7, 2016, 16:14:25. So you can see that 25 was the seconds there, and 25 is showing up here in the output. The last thing we changed was the milliseconds, and that wasn't anything exciting because we can't actually see milliseconds in this output. But we do have the correct date, Thursday, July 7th, 2016, 16:15:19. So that really was not impressive at all. Now, again, I created a different object reference variable for each change that I made. If I were to make all these different changes but use A every time, var A equals new date, then what we would get is one output instead of 7 outputs, and each change that we make would be a different part of this line. So this 2015, and then if I change this to a set month, this would be January of 2015, and then if I set the date to the 1st, that would be January 1st, 2015, and so on and so forth if I use the same variable. And lastly, the paragraph that had the ID of demo 3, we made sure that the inner HTML had this note. And you can see right here, there's the note. You have learned how to change a portion of the data object and see how the rest of the elements respond to those changes. And one thing that I showed you that you could do with it is if you were to say, I wonder what day of the week my birthday was in the year 2000. And by changing the year and the month and the day of the month, you can see the corresponding day of the week that fell on that date object. All right, so that's basically it for different ways that you can set date object elements.